Alright, so Curse Battlegrounds updated, and I'm just gonna go through a quick video on everything new and how to do the mountain, because a lot of people are struggling on it. So if you start in the base area, you'll see some arrows going this way. You just gotta follow them. They take you to a little section over here where you have to follow, keep going, and then eventually you're gonna see this big opening. It doesn't matter if you walk through it or not, you could just walk through the side. But this is a mountain where obviously you climb it, and there's like some unique features. It doesn't affect anything for battlegrounds. It's basically just a mini game, and I'm not sure if I said it at the top, but this is not recommended for mobile players. There isn't even any mobile support, so if you try this, you won't get far. But just off the start, running is disabled, jumping is disabled, every single moving emote is disabled. You can't do anything other than block. So if you noticed right away, there's something in my hotbar called climbing, and I have a pair of lungs right here. So that'll be used in a minute. But this is the first place that you'll come up to, which is Camp 1. And you'll be presented with a couple of items. An air tank, a med kit, and then ice axes and climbing harness. So right from this camp, you want to go to the right to this wall right here, and this is going to be the first step in climbing the mountain. So you have to go next to the wall of this surface, right? If you go to any other wall, spam 1, nothing happens. You go here and you're presented with two things: a mouse button and a keyboard button. So you have to focus on both and you have to hold both. So as you can see, you see how it turns red? So whenever it's red, that means you have to switch to whichever keybind or whichever mouse button. So right, left, right, left, right for the mouse. And at the same time, you're dealing with the keybinds as well. So the main method for doing this is watch your hand animation, because your hand animation dictates which mouse button you have to hold. So if you watch right, left, right, it's like that. Depending on where you're going, like if you go down, it's gonna be reversed, and there's an offset on the hands. So right, left, right. The right hand comes down faster than the left hand, so you're just gonna have to remember the timing. Now, for the keybinds, this is the hardest part, and this is where most people mess up. Just like the mouse, you have to hold down, but it switches much more often, and it's basically just a random pattern. Like, it won't tell you what the next one is. So when you're looking to see what to do, all you really need to look at is just like your hands to see like which mouse button you have to press, but also watch for the keybinds, and the keybinds are more important because eventually the mouse click is just going to become muscle memory, but the keybinds won't, because they're not like in order. And then from the items you picked up earlier, you have three things. If you press L on your keyboard, you have an oxygen tank, and that's this bar on the side. But you don't need this until you get into higher areas. But once you get up there, it'll show you, like your screen will start to fade to black, but that's not until super high up. Then if you press K, you have the ice pickaxes. This right here, this is the ice. So whenever you walk or whenever you climb on the ice normally, your character slows down, but with the ice picks, it's much easier. But I don't recommend using them. I just recommend avoiding ice in general, because the ice picks drain your lungs faster. So when you climb, there's a blue bar right in the middle, and if that blue bar runs out, you just fall. And that's what your lungs are for. That blue bar is basically consistent with your lungs. So now if you hold control, your character starts to glow. And you can keep holding it for as long as you want until you let go. And that is for breathing. So if my bar is at 0 and I want to replenish it faster, I could hold control. But I can't do it while climbing at all. Even though it glows, it won't work. You have to be standing on the floor. And based off the final thing that you picked up, which is the harness, which is probably the most confusing to use, you don't even have to be climbing. If you just press the middle mouse button, you'll connect. And it gives you a little definition up here. But to explain it, you have 8 anchors while climbing. So you could place them basically anywhere, and you're attached to them until either it snaps, which is this durability. If you get really close up, you'll see a durability go down, and once it hits 0, it snaps. Or if you walk far away from it, what? Okay. Anyways, um, if you place one down and then walk away from it, and then repress middle mouse button, it'll disconnect. It'll automatically snap, and you'll be set back as 0. Now, if you press one and you want to go farther away, you hold right click and it'll release like drag on your rope, and it'll increase the length of it. But let's say you want to do the opposite. You want to go back in, you just hold left click and it'll slowly drag you in. But being farther away from the rope means that the durability goes down faster. So now for climbing with the rope, like let's say I fall right here, it saves me, right? So I can go back to climbing. But I feel like it's only used, for me at least, in like desperate situations, because it really messes up my climbing. And now the last part of climbing is more advanced. You don't really need it until later sections, which is jumping. So if you press space, it's like timing Black Flash. You just have to press space 2 times. So watch the animation. When your hand's about to go down, you press space again, and then you stick the landing. But that's the variant when you hold W. If you hold A or D, you'll do a different jump. You'll do a sideways jump, which is harder to land. Like, even I mess up sometimes on it. The timing is like super weird. So for the sideways jump, like that, the timing is super weird. It's very different from the other one, and it's hard to stick. And you really will never need to use this. There's only some portions where you will. But that's basically the basic mechanics down. There's some other stuff that you could do, like with the rope extension. Like, let's say you have a friend that you're climbing with and he's stuck in a spot where he can't get out, because obviously you can't jump. You could do this, release the drag on your rope a little bit, and then use like a dual emote, and then pull yourself back in. There's another thing with the rope too, where, as I said with climbing earlier, how you can't do it. If you're attached to a rope and you're not climbing, you could breathe. So if you're about to run out of breath, you could place down a rope, let yourself fall, breathe, and then right before, if you watch the durability, right before it snaps, you climb again, the rope will break, and then you'll replenish breath. So you'll have to do that at one point too. But it's basically everything other than some map stuff. This place is huge. There is 5 camps, and this is not easy. No one has officially beaten the mountain, but that's basically everything.